little different today. Anywho, I'm taking out the, I guess you could say, the exterior wire harness. It goes through the body to an inside fuse box into a connector in the inside on the driver's side mainly. In order to do this, you don't have to move the motor, but that was the easy way for me to do it. Since I'm taking the motor out of this truck and putting another one, it just came in handy for me to do that. But you do have to also move the brake lines and the AC lines. And these are the two AC lines, your high and low side lines, and the fitment is there. They do make these little white pieces here, what you're supposed to use to take them apart, but that didn't work for me. So, and I had to remove the windshield wiper motor arm, which is here. It's just 3 10mm bolts. But in order for me to get the lines loose, I had to use these, which are designed for fuse line disconnect. But I think when I bought the two, they said it was some lines were for, some of the tools were for AC line disconnect also. Anyway, I used these. And it came in a case that has all of the fitments in it. It looks similar to this. It's this. And it comes with a little kit. Anyway, it looks kind of like that. Little kit right there. So, yeah, I think, I can't remember exactly how it's made by, I don't even know how to pronounce that name. It's L-I-S-L-E, I think it's Laos or Lice, something like that. That's it right there. And I've had this for, I don't know, going on maybe three years now, something like that. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take the harness out of the truck. And in order to do that, you got, like I said earlier, you got to move the brake lines out the way. So I think now I'm gonna get the brake lines out the way, because it's gonna be the most difficult part to get the brake line out the way. I really just disconnecting from the ABS module, because it's like 4 brake lines that run to the top of the module. And I think I'm gonna, I'm gonna show you. Yep, so this is basically the harness that I'm taking out. It goes to those 2 fuse boxes. Well, it's 3 fuse boxes and the battery terminal, and it runs here, and it also runs up here to the headlight and some of the other electronics in the vehicle in the front. It also goes to the ABS control. I mean, yeah, to the ABS sensors, which is gonna obviously run down to the ABS sensor down there, which is down on the damn spindle or the hub assembly. And then you got them over here too, where it's going to a horn. And then you see how I already got most of these connected. I believe these was mostly the horn and maybe to the fans and some other electronics that was in the front of the car. But this truck is a little rustier than I would imagine, but so I'm guessing it probably came up north. But like I was saying, I'm gonna take this whole harness out and like got this brake line that's obviously running here to here. I mean, it looks difficult, but it's really not. And I've already done this once. So this basically the module that you're gonna have to move in order to get to that. But you know what? This one is, I think I forgot about that. You're gonna have to move the, you're gonna have to also move the master cylinder out the way too, to get to it. So, which I don't think it has too many. I mean, it has a little brake fluid in it, but once you're gonna do the lines on the rest of them, then you won't too much have no problem out of it. But what I'm after is a harness, and it's down very low. You can't even see it. It's down there. That's one of the harness connectors right there. It connects to the module, but you can't even see it because it's down so low. So once I move this out the way and get everything else out the way, then I'll be able to access it, because the harness actually runs all the way down there under and over here, and it goes under the, well, there's some brake lines going under the tray. And then this is also more the harness right here. So, I would try to let y'all see what I'm doing, but I think this is gonna take too much of my film. I'm gonna have to get a real camera. I got a phone that I'm using, so it's probably gonna take too long for me to do that. So when I get it out, I'll come back with and update what I've done to get it out. So it's been roughly maybe 3 hours. I got it out. It's the harness connector. It goes through that hole inside the cabin. I had to move the master cylinder and the brake booster from here. And in this corner was the ABS control module, which I have on the ground right here. That's the booster and the master cylinder. And that's the ABS control module. Those are brake lines. I got the AC lines. And then it's the windshield wiper pillar. In order to do this also, you have to gonna have to move the fenders out the way, because when you're going down the fender, they put some wiring behind that goes in this bracket here. Just the hood latch cable, as you can see. So you're gonna have to remove that to be able to access the wire harness. But the harness runs under the AC lines, under the battery. There's the battery housing, and those fuse boxes also go with the harness. I pulled them out in a whole. You can take them apart piece by piece if you want to, but I think it's better and faster to pull stuff as a whole. So that's what I do. And the 2 front tires had to come off. And like I said, the motor is not in the way. I think you could do this with the engine being in the car, but it's a little more tedious. And the windshield wiper pillar is gone, and the hood is also gone. So it made it easier for me to get to what I was trying to do. But is it possible to remove it with it on? I'm thinking it is, but it's gonna be 10 times harder. So, and I was always taught to work smart, not hard. So that's what I did. And like I said, it took me like 3.5 hours maybe or so to get it out. And after removing both front tires, both fenders, and removing various things, like I just stated, the fuse boxes, the brake booster, the master cylinder, the ABS control module, and the front brake lines. That also, one brake line goes into, of course, on the driver's side, there's only one. It goes into this rubber brake hose that goes to the caliper, which feeds the caliper on the driver's side. Now on the passenger side, it's a little more difficult. On the passenger side, you have it feeds this caliper through this rubber hose, but it also has, I'm thinking this is some kind of metering valve. I think that's what it is. Anyway, it's a block, and 2 lines come from here. Well, come from here where the hole is at. And then once they come from there, they run to this and then connect to it. And the only way you're gonna be able to get the harness apart is if you remove them. You can see they run through them hoses there. Let me get this bolt while I'm down here. This bolt goes up here. There's also a ground. I leave all my screws screwed where they're supposed to go, so I'll be able to memorize where to put it back, because a harness can only pull so far. So when you're putting it back, you'll tell if something is out of place because you're gonna pull it so far in a certain direction. So, you know, those are some of the methods I use to be able to do it. Also, it was a hose. Oh, it's a connector running to this windshield wiper motor pump. You're gonna disconnect it too, but I know that's small stuff. You should be able to, if you're doing this type of job anyway, you should be able to have knowledge to remove a windshield wiper jug pump. So now what I am gonna do, I am gonna put I'm gonna put the tires back on and sit it back down on the ground, only because I still have a couple more things to do, like the sunroof and little interior pieces of what I plan on having to get out. So the fenders were not that complicated. You got one bolt that's behind the door, you got 2 at the bottom, and And then you had like 4 across and 2 in the very front on both sides. So it wasn't that difficult to get that either. So I think that just about sums it up. In closing, I think what I'm gonna do next is probably put the harness in the other truck and probably put the hood on the other truck just so I can keep it protected when I do put the harness on. Now today I'm not gonna put the hood back on the truck. I'm gonna put it back on the same truck I'm taking it off of today. But even though I do have a truck that I'm pulling parts off, I still need a lot of stuff. Like I need a passenger fender, and I need a front bumper, a radiator support. I need a passenger headlight. I need 2 rear doors, so it's still gonna be a little minute before I can put it all back together. But the key is putting it back together and only needing those particular parts. That's the goal, what I'm trying to get to. If you can put the truck back together, you can start to see what you're doing. It makes you feel better about what you are doing. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of the bolts I noticed were colored to the paint of the car. I don't know if there's some kind of Nissan thing what they do, or maybe just because they painted the car while it was already put together. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the assembly, the frame was already a frame and already been painted before they started putting bolts on it. So maybe when they went over with the overspray, it made a hit the bolts, or maybe somebody else has already taken the truck apart before. I don't know. This is on the difficult level from a scale of 1 to 10. This is like a 10. But I've done a lot of things in order to be able to perform this type of job, and the easiest part was taking the motor out. So if taking the motor out is hard for you, then you might not want to try to attempt to tackle this job. That may have been the easiest part of this whole thing, is taking the motor out. Taking the seats out was easy, but they were tricky. I think it was some kind of wiring on the seats. I think that's the part that when you pull it down, the cable that actually connects to the seat, it was kind of tricky to get that apart. But once you just have to have patience and take your time and just keep going until you finish. But anyway, this is part 4, I believe, of the Fx35 build, or Fx37 build, same thing. Like always, you have any questions or any concerns, or I can help you, I'll try to answer any question I can to my knowledge. And as far as everything else goes, y'all have a nice day. Peace.